Stop overthinking. Seriously, stop it. It's not helping you. It's not making you smarter. It's not making you more prepared. All it's doing is robbing you of your peace, your power, and your potential. Overthinking is not who you are. It's a habit you've learned, and today I want to teach you how to break it. Let's be clear, overthinking doesn't mean you're deep or analytical. It means you're stuck. It means you're spinning in your own fears, feeding the lies that your brain tells you when it's scared. Because that's what overthinking really is. It's fear dressed up as planning. You're not a thinker, you're afraid. And the moment you start recognizing that, you take the first step to reclaiming your power. Think about it. You get a great idea, you feel excited, then what happens? You start doubting. You start listing all the things that could go wrong. You replay conversations. You imagine people laughing at you or judging you. That's not logic, that's fear. And it's keeping you from taking action. It's paralyzing you. And you're letting it. Let me tell you something nobody teaches you in school. Thinking and acting are complete opposites. The more you think, the less you act. The more you act, the less you overthink. You want clarity? Stop trying to think your way into it. Clarity comes from action. You don't figure it out first and then do it. You do it, and then you figure it out. This is where the 5-second rule comes in. You've got a window, 5 seconds, from the moment you have an instinct to act to the moment your brain talks you out of it. That's it. 5 seconds. You feel like speaking up? Do it. You feel like hitting send on that application? Hit it. You want to start that business? Start something, anything. 5 to 4, 3 to 2 minus 1, move. Before your brain kills the idea with fear. That's how you break the cycle. Because here's the truth. You're not going to think your way into confidence. You're not going to wait your way into courage. You build confidence by doing. You build momentum by moving. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's action. You don't need another plan. You don't need more time. You don't need another opinion. What you need is to make a decision. One small move forward. One brave moment that says, I'm not letting fear sit in the driver's seat today. You are capable of doing hard things, but you've got to get out of your head and into your life. And here's what's beautiful. Once you stop overthinking and start doing, you change your entire identity. You stop being the person who waits, the person who hesitates. You become the person who trusts themselves, who moves, who grows, who tries, fails, and tries again. That's who you're meant to be. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling in thought, stop. Recognize it for what it is. It's not a sign to keep thinking. It's a sign to start moving. 5 seconds. That's all it takes to shift from stuck to unstoppable. You've wasted enough time. You've doubted yourself long enough. You're not missing anything except the life that's waiting for you on the other side of fear. No more overthinking, not today, not anymore. Let's go. 5 to 4, 3 to 2 minus 1, move. Overthinking is the silent killer of dreams. It's not loud. It doesn't scream at you. It whispers in your ear every single day, telling you to wait, to second guess, to hold back. It convinces you that you need to be 100% ready, 100% certain, and 100% perfect before you take action. But here's the reality. That day never comes. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have all the answers. And the people who succeed, who build incredible lives, who reach their goals, they aren't the ones who figured it all out first. They're the ones who moved despite not knowing. They're the ones who acted. You've been stuck in your head for too long. That idea you keep turning over and over, that decision you keep postponing, that conversation you keep replaying, it's time to stop. Because overthinking is not making you smarter, it's making you scared. You're feeding your anxiety every time you analyze something to death. You're strengthening a habit that's keeping you stuck. And the truth is, overthinking isn't even about the thing you're thinking about. It's about your fear. Fear of getting it wrong. Fear of being judged. Fear of failing. So what does your brain do? It tries to keep you safe by doing the one thing that feels productive but actually does nothing. It thinks. Let's be honest. What has all that thinking actually gotten you? Has it moved you forward? Has it brought clarity? Or has it just made you more confused, more doubtful, more anxious? If you're being real with yourself, you know the answer. You've convinced yourself that thinking through every possible outcome will protect you. But it won't. All it does is delay your growth. You're not avoiding failure, you're avoiding life. And life is happening whether you act or not. This is where I need you to hear me. Action is the antidote. Action breaks the cycle. The moment you start doing, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's uncertain, your mind starts to shift. You stop feeding fear and you start building momentum. Confidence doesn't come from thinking positive thoughts. It comes from proving to yourself through action that you're capable. Every time you take a step forward, you build self-trust, and that trust compounds. It becomes the foundation you stand on when doubt shows up again. Now, here's a tool that works every time, the 5-second rule. The moment you feel the instinct to act, count backward 5 to 4, 3 to 2 minus 1, and move. It interrupts the pattern of hesitation. It snaps your brain out of autopilot. It gives you a window to beat your fear before it speaks. Because if you wait more than 5 seconds, your brain will kill the idea. It will start asking, what if I fail? What will people think? What if I'm not good enough? But if you move before those thoughts take over, you bypass the whole loop. You beat your brain at its own game. This isn't some gimmick. This is neuroscience. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. So unless you interrupt that wiring, it will default to keeping you in the comfort zone. And the comfort zone? That's where dreams go to die. That's where people stay small. You're not meant to live in that zone. You're meant to expand, to take risks, to grow. But you can't do that if every decision is filtered through overanalysis and fear. Here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You need to choose action over perfection. You need to stop lying to yourself that you're figuring it out when really you're just avoiding the discomfort of starting. The sooner you accept that clarity comes after action, not before, the sooner your life begins to change. You start showing up differently. You stop waiting. You become the kind of person who trusts themselves because you've trained yourself to act even when it's hard. So the next time you feel stuck in your thoughts, remember this. You are one decision away from changing everything. You are 5 seconds away from getting out of your head and into your life. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you're not scared. Fear is a part of growth. Doubt is part of the journey. But those emotions don't get to decide who you become. You do. 5 to 4, 3 to 2 minus 1, move. Your future self is waiting on the other side of that decision. Make it. Every single time you catch yourself overthinking, you are presented with a choice. You can continue down the same road, spinning thoughts, feeding anxiety, and delaying action, or you can disrupt the pattern. Overthinking is not something that just happens to you. It's something you've trained your brain to do through repetition. And just like you learned it, you can unlearn it. But that takes awareness, intention, and commitment to change. You need to be willing to interrupt yourself when your thoughts start spiraling. Because let's be honest, those spirals don't take you anywhere new. They just take you deeper into self-doubt. You start with a simple thought, maybe I should apply for that opportunity. Before long, you've convinced yourself you're not qualified, that someone better will get it, that people will laugh if you fail. You tell yourself it's smart to think it through, but all you're doing is digging a hole and sitting in it. And the deeper the hole, the harder it is to climb out. What you need is a ladder. That ladder is action. Every step, no matter how small, pulls you out. You write the email, you make the call, you take the risk, you do something instead of thinking about everything. One of the most dangerous myths we've been taught is that thinking more leads to better outcomes. But real life doesn't reward the person who thinks the most. It rewards the person who moves. That's why so many people with less talent, less experience, and fewer resources still win. Because they don't let their thoughts control their behavior. They feel fear and act anyway. And that courage compounds. It gives them feedback, experience, and confidence, things you'll never get from sitting and thinking. There is nothing noble about trying to be perfect. Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. It's the fear of being seen, of being judged, of not measuring up. So instead of doing the hard, uncomfortable thing, you tell yourself you're not ready. And you stay stuck. You wait. You gather more information. You tweak the plan. But deep down, you know it's not about preparation. It's about avoidance. You're avoiding the reality that growth requires movement, and movement requires risk. That's the price of becoming the person you want to be. So how do you break free? You train yourself to value action over certainty. You get comfortable starting before you're ready. You start giving yourself permission to try, to fail, and to learn. Every time you act, despite not having all the answers, you build a new identity. You stop being the person who needs a guarantee and start becoming the person who trusts themselves to figure it out as they go. And that shift is everything, because life doesn't reward certainty. It rewards courage. It rewards effort. It rewards resilience. Those are the things that build success, not overthinking, not planning, and definitely not perfection.